All right, welcome back, everybody. This is going to be a very strict and to the point video. This is mostly made for the newcomers and beginners that frequent my channel and they just let me know, like, hey, I'm just starting TFT, I'm kind of overwhelmed, things like that. I want to do something for you guys. I haven't done one of these videos in a while, but these are some of the websites that really helped me. I've played every set of TFT. I'm by no means professional level. I kind of float around the diamond range every set, very consistently. That's good for me. I'm happy at that level. I can still play wacky comps and have fun, but I'm in no ways a pro. But these are sites if you're struggling, if you're like in, bronze, silver, gold, you just want to get a little bit further up in the game. These are some of the sites you may not be aware of that you could probably use to your advantage. So the first one here is Meta TFT. Now this site is really good at tracking a lot of things, right? I like to compare myself to Grandmaster because I think I'm way better than I am, which I'm actually not. Let's bring it down to Emerald, because right now I'm in Emerald and I'm fighting Diamond Emerald players. So we're going to dial that back, we're going to apply it to Emerald, right? Now this is going to show on just Meta TFT. This is one of the many sites, but it's going to show us a basic comp of what's hot in Emerald right now. You have an average place of 3.8 with Soul Fighters, right? Samira, pick rate 0.27, win rates are 14.4, and top 4 rate is 64.6%. So that's really good. So you can click on this comp here, and it shows you like, hey, this could be your level 4, your level 5 look, your level 6, your level 7. And you build out from there, right? It shows you your end cap board, up here are recommended items. Very good site. It shows you when you should be leveling, like level 1, level 2 should be on 2.1, level 5 on 2.5, level 6 on 3.2, level 7 on 3.6. This is a very standard fast 8 guide. And then it also shows you the item priority. You want bows and crit and belts, all that good stuff. Kind of shows you a sequence of carousel priority, right? Now, this is a very good site. If you're just like confused, you don't know how to build out your comp. The thing I want to talk about this is understanding your spot, right? And I've had a lot of people flame me in games because like there's like 3 people contesting the S tier comp. One guy takes like an 8th and he's like, I can't believe I lost your crappy comp. Well, like I recognize the units that the game was giving me early. And even though I was playing like a B tier comp, I just hit everything because I was kind of falling into that board, right? And I was trying to play less contested. So just because this is an S tier, like you are probably going to have a good game if you're hard forcing that. But it's not always guaranteed. You might not hit your Samiras. You might have a hard time hitting your sets. Like play to your strength. If the game's showing you a lot of like Soul Fighter units out the gate, be like, maybe I should consider this. The other thing to consider is your items. If you start off with all AP items and you're like, I'm going to reroll an AD line, you might have a bad time, right? Look at your items and be like, okay, what can I turn these into? What tank items can I build? What immediate backline carry item can I build? And then build your comp around that with the items, like with the units you're seeing, right? I think this is a very good site to navigate like an early board. Like we can look at you as well. They're like, hey, you can bring in a Rel and a Garen, that's 2 Bastions. You got Ezreal and a Syndra, and that's 2 Prodigy. That's a very good opener comp. You can put some AP lines in the back, and then all of a sudden, bam, you get an Ari or a Nico. Now you can start plug and playing on level 5 and bringing in your synergies. It's a really good site for doing that. This is a TFT leveling guide. Once again, very quickly, we're going to go over this. I used this at the very beginning, like when I first started playing. When it first came out, I put it on a sticky note on my monitor because at that time I didn't have 2 monitors, or I'd use my cell phone and scroll through it. This has been changed over time, and it gives you a very rough understanding of like leveling guides. I sometimes will do these in an actual format for you guys. Like this is a standard leveling guide, fast 8 or 9, win streak, 8+ streak. It shows you what round you are, what level you should be. Tells you like if you can maintain 30+ gold on 3.5, go for 7. If not, you might have to wait a round or 2, right? Big thing is like when you're leveling up after level 5, you want to try to make sure you have like 30 gold at least after your roll. Unless it's like you're doing like a reroll comp or something different, right? It also shows you all this information. This is on Bunny Muffins as well. I emailed this player a long time ago, asked if I can do a video on their site, so I used it a couple times. Basic 1 cost reroll strat. Obviously, you're gonna want to do your big roll down on 3.2. It should say in here somewhere on 3.1. Sorry, 3.1 before you level up. It'll explain everything you want to do there. 2 cost reroll, same thing. Kind of shows if you're playing from a loss streak when you should be hitting your levels. If you're playing from others, so if you're yo-yoing or you're on a win streak, this is another way to play from it. 3 cost reroll, strength of the lobby. Gives you a lot of tips and tricks on here of how to play. Even shows you champion roll odds and pool size. This is like really good if you're not really paying attention to the stuff in game. It's good to have on hand in case you're like, hey, I forget how to do a 3 cost reroll. Still pretty new. You can come here and kind of refresh yourself. I have most of this committed to memory, and it's not like a 100% guide. You have to do this every single time. Lots of pro players might roll out gold early, or they might save up at certain times where you're like, oh, then like normally most people would level here. it meets the preference of the player and how they feel comfortable spending their money at that time. And people far better than myself, like they would never probably follow these guides. It's just a good standard guide for new players. And this is a big site as well. This one's been like huge in popularity. So I was just playing a Star Guardian comp, so I had that opened up just so I could see what my ideal tank items were. This is an extremely helpful site. Now, this is TFT Academy. They kind of break things off in S, A, and B tier. Now, the problem I don't agree with this is that like sometimes you'll have an S tier, especially in my lobbies where I'm higher up in Emerald and Diamond lobbies right now. You'll have people just playing these two comps. You have like 2 people playing each one of these, if not 3. These comps are just super contested. These comps don't mean they're terrible. I've won games with this. It's a C tier comp and absolutely blew out the lobby, right? And I was fighting S tier comps. It's all about recognizing your spot early, and I know that's a very hard thing to talk about for people that don't understand that. It's kind of like an acquired trait, like in the game, is like you start to learn, like, okay, I have a really good starting comp for this. I have good items for it. Let's just kind of get to the next level, see what the game keeps giving me, and then you start to realize how you can navigate to these boards. And also looking at who's contesting, right? If you have like 3 other people playing Darius, you're probably not going to Darius 3. Same thing with Rammus. So you have to always keep your eye on the lobby. But sometimes things just line up perfectly for you. Like, wow, I have a really good spot for this. No one's going to be playing these units. And you can crush out a first with an S tier comp, right? It's not impossible. But because many people just see S and A as like the must-know-alls, they'll just hard force these, which is nothing wrong with it. It has the highest chance of winning. But don't be ignorant to the other lines. They can sometimes get you that top 4 and save your game, right? It also shows you items. I don't really follow this. It does show your S tier items. I just know from playing so many games what I like to play around. And I think augments is really good as well. So if you're on an augment and you're kind of looking at like, oh, what should I pick? You know, like none of these are really like showing up that I have a lot of experience with. You can type it in here. It'll show you like if this is an S tier. Now, yet again, like this is made by professionals for professional type lobby players. It could be applied to any player, but they know this, like the situations behind this, what would make these S tier, A tier, B tier. So you can follow this, but if you don't know the condition behind it, like perfect form Zac, if you grab this and you don't have a single Zac on your board, like you might have a bad time, right? So the condition behind that would be like if you had like 2 Zacs flipped, or you even had a Zac 3 super early, like you just got it before like your first augment, then you see perfect form pop up, like, well, dang, like now I have a really good spot for Zac, right? And then you do a 1 cost reroll. But if you like, this is like, these are S tier, but don't grab these just because you see them. Same with gold and prismatic. Like if you know how to play around it and you get that experience, then you'll be like, oh yeah, I can see why this is the way it is. Back to comps. So once again, this is only for new people. Don't blow me up in the comments about how I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just for people that are basically starting the game off. Good thing about this is you can click on your S tier comp if you just want to copy paste. You find all your units here. It shows you what units you should be grabbing, the best recommended items. This Viego line right now performs really well with these 3 items. And it even shows over here recommended augments. Heroic Grab Bag, Living Forge, great. Portable Forge, Keepers. This is so you can kind of compress your units and get a big shield. Very good for this line as well. Radiant Refractor, Overheal, Latent Forge. It shows you all the type of things that you should be going for here. This down here is a big priority that people ignore, and that is the augment priority. Most pros will agree, unless you're doing like a fast 9 comp, that you want at least 1 item augment, you want 1 econ augment, and 1 combat augment. And by that, I mean like items can be obviously like big grab bag, you take like a crit augment that gives you like a free crit glove, things like that. Econ is like usually like anything gives you free rerolls or experience or money, like those are your econs. And combat is something that ties your entire strength together. So like we get like Cybernetic Bulk where we get more HP and mana per, you know, set amount. Those kind of things are something that just kind of ties together the entire strength of your comp. And like that's why it's considered combat. If you look off this, we go to like say a fast 9 comp. I don't even know if there is one right now. Crystal Gambit. No. Is there even still one anymore? Off the top of my dome? I don't think so. Not in the top lobby here. There used to be one. There you go. 9.5R, so fast 9. They're saying on a fast 9, you see how that changes before as items. Now it's econ. So a fast 9 comp, you want something like that experience or that gold right off the bat so you can kind of throw games early, but get to that late game board faster and cap it out these 5 cost units. This has been a standard thing forever. Then you get your items, then you get your combat, right? Some people I've seen get 2 econ augments right out the gate. The thing with this is it's high risk, high reward. So like you get that econ, you get to that fast 9, but if you're not hitting those units, you're gonna have a bad time. Like sometimes you'll just end up taking an 8th or a 7th, and that's okay. Like you risked it for the biscuit, you didn't get it. But it also shows you how to build that out, what units you can look for. There's alternative comps, like this is a Sniper Bastion. It's also with Varus, it's a B and it's a C. It shows the different variations up here. Just like if you go to that's a bad example. Same with that. I think like, why do I keep clicking on that? Jeez, what's wrong with me? Mentor Mech, yeah, we have Mentor Mech and then Mentor Mech with Sen and Yasuo. Two different forms you can build depending on what units you're getting. So hopefully I didn't confuse people too much with this. This is just a very good site to get used to. All these sites actually. This one I think I use more right now. There's so many more things you can do with Meta TFT where you look at stats on items. Like when you put like 3 items on a unit, like what performs the best, like what units mesh together the best. Like this site goes into so much more stuff that would just it'd just be like mental clutter right now. I'd overwhelm you guys. I just want to let you know the sites are available. This is good if you just want to break it down and be like, okay, you know, step by step. Items are listed here, when I should level. It's all right there. I like that this has leveling guide. The good thing the TFT Academy does, it gives you tips. So on stage 2, player win streak around mech opener, preferably early send with 80 items. You can also slap AP items on rise for later. And this is it kind of gives you a breakdown to kind of guide you a little bit for the new people. You can even click on power-ups, which I think is really cool. And they show you what they think is the best power-ups. This is really outdated because Aatrox no longer can get socialite, so ignore that. But yes, great tool. Use that at your own discretion. With kind of, if you're having struggles, you're just having a hard time getting into the game, it's because lots of people are getting a lot better at TFT and they use these sites and they've decided, like, they've kind of figured out how to min-max comps a little bit better from watching professional plays. A couple years ago, it wasn't as advanced like this. Like, people are actually getting better at TFT. So if you feel like you're struggling in some of your matches, these are some of the sites you can go to. Hopefully this helps you out. If you want more videos like this or in-depth stuff for how I approach games, I can do more stuff like that. Just drop me a comment below. This is strictly for educational purposes for people that are not in the know. Hope you enjoyed this, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.